Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. It's time for a blind flight. We are so close to having the bar open again, but alas, we're in the echo chamber of the office right now.
Tonight, a flight from our friend Brent Pounds.
Yay!
So awesome. Brent, this is the second or third or fourth time he sent us a flight now. If you remember that game with the rum and the confusion,
yeah,
that was him. And also thank you to Brent for hosting us on our recent road trip at one point and for sharing a dusty OGD bonded with us.
love it.
Excellent experience, excellent guy. And these four whiskeys, he's told me very little about them.
Okay,
We know that they're bourbon.
perfect.
We know that one of them might be a unicorn.
Oh, nice.
And beyond that, it's a blind flight. I don't know anything about them.
Well, your guess is as good as mine. I'm ready to get started. It's been a while since we've done a 4-bottle blind.
All right, time to get to the nose. Glass number one.
I got some nice caramel notes, some light oak there.
I think there's kind of a lot of oak here. Like brown sugar, real light, but there's some butterscotch there.
Smells like there's a little bit of proof on that one.
Oh, that smells great.
Yeah. Number 2.
Let's do it.
Ooh, I got that, what do you call it? That acetate? You know, like that nail polish remover
Oh boy.
type nose. I'm also getting like a white sugar note, like a pure white sugar.
I agree with you on the sugar, but there's fruit here, like kind of artificial, like peaches or cherries. Kind of like an artificial cobbler. Weird.
I'm not getting that on that nose. We'll see how this pans out. Ooh.
The proof hits on this one.
I'm getting a nice berry note.
This one kind of
It's got
stands
my
out.
eyes watering though. There's a little bit of a proofy note here.
Yeah, I'm like big time artificial, like white grape. And some oak there. Ton of sweetness though. That grape is powerful. Glass 4. Huh.
I got some pink bubble gum on this one.
I agree. I think there's a butterscotch note here. I am ready to sip some whiskeys. Glass number 1. Cheers.
Cheers.
That tastes nothing like the OGD bonded we warmed up with.
0%. It has a nice cigar note to it.
Bubblegum, some cinnamon. The butterscotch shows up. A lot of oak now showing up.
It's really nice. It's quite warm.
Ooh, I like this one. The mouthfeel is great. Some fruit coming up, like a candied cherry.
This whole glass screams like deeper, darker flavors.
That's really nice. So Brent has a history of sending us high quality whiskeys, like really, really good whiskeys. So my mind was open to whatever was going to show up today,
Yeah.
but as of glass 1, I'm pretty confident that these are going to be some pretty good whiskeys.
Try number 2. Ooh, strawberries. Wow.
After the nose, I was expecting some massive bombastic flavors here, and it kind of came in waves. I'm not sure what I think of this one just yet because I was expecting a lot and I got kind of a little. This whiskey is all bun and no sausage.
Oh, no.
No, is that not a...
No, I think that's a thing that you say quite often, actually.
That's my first, after one sip, that's what I'm thinking. We'll see if it changes at all.
For glass number 2, I dislike the nose immensely on this one, at least right now. But I like the palate. I will say that it seems simpler than glass 1. It almost drinks thin.
I agree on both counts. It hits as lower proof. It's nice, but not nearly as satisfying.
Yeah, I from the nose, I thought this was going to be pretty proofy, but I would go under 100 actually if I was just to make a wild guess right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. It is, boy, there's a ton of fruit hanging around though on the finish.
Yeah, it's all fruit and no cobbler.
Ooh, time to move on to glass 3. Glass 2 kind of hit like a fruit cup at the end.
Oh. Ooh, that morphed. Ooh, I got a hint of tobacco. I got a hint of black licorice, but then there's something sweet in there.
Super sweet. I'm getting that artificial grape on the finish. So while we thought that this one based on the nose was going to have a lot of proof, and I think that that's true, that finish didn't finish with a massive cinnamon spice Kentucky hug or something like that. It ended on fruit.
I almost think this is like a charred plum.
That fruit and oak is so incredible on glass 3 here. The mouth feels incredible. My mouth is watering. There's some dryness there. It's super well balanced. I think that's high proof, but it drinks really nice.
I agree. The oak presence on this is wonderful. I like it.
I like it too. I think there's a...
So it made me smile.
I think there's maybe a white granulated sugar there, but then on the finish, you get brown sugar. It morphs, it changes a ton. Boy, whatever that is, it's hitting my palate.
Yeah, this is the most complex of the 3 that we've tasted so far.
Totally agree.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Ooh, yeah, I like the nose on this one, I will say.
This one actually has a real familiar nose. I'll be surprised if we haven't had this.
All of these have
Ooh.
a hint of tobacco, in my opinion. Are you getting that at all?
I definitely am on this one. This one is tobacco, cherry, bubblegum, butterscotch coming through now. Ooh. Boy, this is a really nice whiskey, whatever this is. This drinks beautifully.
There is a nice bubblegum note here. I was just about to say, well, I know they're not rye. There's no mintiness or anything like herbal or medicinal about any of these 4 glasses. It's probably the first time. I mean, I knew that they were all bourbons, but it's probably the first time that I'd be like, there's just no way in the entire year so far.
I think that these are some big hitters as far as flavor notes. There's a ton here. There's a ton to find and identify, which is always fun for a blind tasting. I think one of these doesn't really keep up with the rest, at least on the first time through, but
Ooh, very oaky.
there's a ton of oak on this one, yeah. And we've been cleansing our palate between glasses. We're still finding a lot of very similar flavors from glass to glass. So that's interesting. I don't know what the tie that binds these all together is just yet, but based on flavors alone, it might be a similar distillery, the same distillery.
I was thinking that exact same thing, that they're all too similar. It feels like it has to be a line or a variation within a distillery. We'll see.
Are you ready to go back the other way?
I am. It's my favorite part.
All right, glass number 4. Let's get to it.
By the way, I just want to note that the colors are beautiful. It doesn't drink like fruit sweetness to me. More like a sugary,
Very.
like maybe like a sugar cane almost. Like one of those
Like
that you
raw
could,
sugar or something?
yeah, that you could just like eat.
Glass 4 coming through with some age. There's a lot more oak showing up on the finish.
Ooh, I didn't think at all about the age could be the thing that pulls them together.
I was just looking at the colors of these, thinking they're all so rich in color, and then I got that sweet lingering oak here. There was a big oak presence on the finish of glass number 4. Let's move on to glass number 3.
Oh, I was just gonna sneak one more little sip of 4.
All right.
I like glass number 4.
Yeah, the oak and the tobacco on the finish is absolutely fantastic.
And there's a nice heat there.
Yeah, proof point suits it.
Number 3.
I'm ready.
So oaky and sugary and vanilla-y and yum. Ooh.
Oh
Ooh.
boy.
Now, wow, it's so funny. First time through black licorice. This time, almost like a red vine.
Something that just exploded on the finish for me. Honey. Oh boy, does that have a ton of flavor.
A hint of lemon.
Yeah, fruit all over, but like a zest, like a lemon zest.
Yeah.
It tingles the tongue.
Ooh, I like the way this one opened up on the way back. This is the most flavor notes I have of all of them.
Yeah, this one suddenly came to life.
All right, glass. I had to count my glass. I had to count my glasses again to make sure I was going the right way. Glass number 2.
Here we go.
I still hate the nose on this one, though it has a breadiness to it. No, this is the one that doesn't fit for me.
Tastes like a fruit cake, and now I'm starting to get the chemical on the finish of this one.
I hope that's not the unicorn one.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely the one with the lowest viscosity, the lowest satisfaction. The finish actually dissipated dramatically. There's almost nothing left on the finish here now compared to the other ones.
So thin. Definitely compared to these other ones, not my favorite.
A little bit of a letdown.
Yeah. That doesn't mean it's gonna end up in 4.
It might. It probably will.
We literally haven't done a 4-bottle blind in
months.
Months, if not like since last year. And we were on a roll where we kind of were in sync, but before then we were totally out of sync. So I'm excited to see where this goes.
We haven't posted one of those since probably March, maybe April at the latest.
That winter drinking.
That winter drink. Yeah, we got good at it. Glass number 1. This one took me on a ride this time. It went from cherry cotton candy to super rich leather, and then it ended on oak and tobacco. And there's a lot of things that I like in those tasting notes.
I want the cherry cotton candy. It's one of those childhood things that like, if you can get it at a ball game, I'm all in. As you were speaking and you said the finish, I like the finish on this one. I think this one might have the nicest finish. I mean, I'm gonna have to do some A/B testing, but I think the finish is the most flavorful part of this one.
And that satisfying oak, that's just a little bit bitter, is back on this one, just like it was on glass number 4. So there's something doing between those two glasses, the butterscotch, the oak, the cherry sugars. 1 and 4, very, very similar, very, very tasty. I'm really happy with this flight so far. Thank you, Brent Pounds. All right, A/B testing.
I do love this part as well. I get quite in the weeds. This one's gonna be tough.
Your glasses will likely be empty by the end of this.
I hope not, but likely.
And we will be back with our results.
I cannot tell you how much I hate the nose on glass number 2.
This isn't gonna take me very long.
Good. Pizza's on its way. Ooh, man, I like that one.
Glass number 1's just showing out.
Just breathe that. I breathed in all that ethanol. That's what you get for double fisting.
Just realized I wrote my finish notes in the wrong order, so very good job, Philip.
These better not be finishing like rum casts or something, because I'm gonna be really upset about that. Okay, I got it. And you can tell by the empty glasses where I struggled the most. Deciding what order I wanted to put them in.
There's nothing new happening over here. This is par for the course.
I just want to make a point and call out that I do still have liquid in all 4 glasses.
There's a first time for everything. So, answer the $1 million question to begin. What do you think they have in common?
Yeah, I forgot about this part. So I do think the commonality is the distillery.
3 out of 4 of these have a similar flavor profile. 2 of them have exceedingly similar flavor profiles. So in one respect, I'm with you, but in the other respect, one of the glasses sticks out like a sore thumb. One of them is so proofy and unique. I actually think that I have a bead on a couple of these.
I am excited.
I'm gonna say that it's age.
So do you think it's distillery and age, or do you think just age across the board? And what is your age guess?
I just think they're well aged.
Oh,
I'm not going
just
with a
like
year.
over 8 years.
Over a certain amount, because I have guesses on all of these glasses, and at least one of them is older than the others.
Okay, so I have guesses on none of the glasses, and that was not part of the exercise, so I'm not going to entertain
I can't help
it.
myself.
But I am interested to see what you come up with.
Kick us off. 4th place for you, what is it?
In 4th place for me is glass number 2.
Same for me, it was really no contest, I felt like.
Yeah, for me, this was the outlier. I mean, we've talked about it the entire tasting. These 3 just surpassed it just in flavors and robustness and
Mouthfeel,
finish.
satisfaction.
Yeah.
In every way, it sort of fell short here. I think it's a fine whiskey.
Agree.
I think if I had that bottle, maybe I do, I would probably share that with a beginner drinker, and I think that they would enjoy it very much. But for this flight, it does not live up to the promise of the other glasses. Should we rip into it and find out what that is? My guess on this one, by the way.
Oh, yes.
I think this one tasted a little older than the rest of me. I think it's Elijah Craig 18, that 90 proofer.
I'm cheating a little because I have the answers right here. But Phil said age is what they had all in common. And darn it, he is correct.
Hey, how about that?
These are all 15-year-old bourbons. Now, he doesn't know what they are.
So my Elijah Craig 18 guess is definitely not right for glass number 2 here.
It is not. So glass number 2 is I.W. Harper 15-year-old 86 proof.
Now, we've never tried this whiskey.
Nope.
And it's one of the best looking bottles on the shelf. I love the look of it. It's a great looking decanter. I do think that there's a Heaven Hill-ness to this. IW Harper is sourced from somewhere. I'm not sure where.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised to find out that that's a Heaven Hill product, but finishes 4th here. Don't know what it's up against yet. We're gonna find out. It looks like we have the same 2 and 3. They're just flipped.
Yes.
And I think I know why those 2 were so close. It was a tough decision between glasses number 1 and glasses number 4. I put next to each of those Barton.
Oh.
They both hit like well-aged Barton stuff. The butterscotch, the bubble gum, that sweet oak, the leather, the tobacco. It kept showing up, especially for me on glass 1, and I love that leathery note. Something super satisfying about it for me. I'm guessing that you went the other direction because glass number 4 was bringing a ton of tobacco sweetness on the finish, and I know you really like that.
Yeah, I forgot that earlier on we talked about how 1 and 4 had similarities, and I think that's where I struggled. And what happened was that glass number 4 just not outperformed, but out-flavored my glass number 1.
I could see that, yeah. And we have different palates, obviously.
Yeah.
I think that that's what happened here. I think these are
Yeah.
real similar whiskeys. I don't know it for sure.
No.
I honestly have no idea. I'm talking as though I don't. What are those 2 whiskeys?
Sure. So my 3rd place, Phil's 2nd. It's confusing. We'll put it on the board. So glass number 1, which came in 3rd place for me, Sam Houston, number 6, 15-year-old, 103 proof.
That is a Barton sourced product, so I feel pretty good about that.
And glass number 4, which came in 2nd for me, but 3rd for you, so we kind of swapped those. Calumet Farms Single Rack Black, 15-year-old, 105 proof. So the proof points were very similar on this one.
I feel even less surprised now because that's the bottle that won our Advent tournament for you this year.
Yes. She's such a chameleon to me.
She's
I
always been a
didn't even
chameleon.
recognize it. But apparently, I went from hate to love on that one.
All right, so glass number 3 sounds like is the winner for both of us.
It is.
I have a guess on what I think
Ooh,
this is,
yes.
and it's wrong. I've been thinking Taylor Barrel Proof on that one the entire time, and Taylor Barrel Proof I don't think is aged anywhere near 15 years. So what have we got here?
So you're on the right track.
Oh boy.
It is a George T. Stagg 2018 15-year 124.9 proof. I believe that would make this the unicorn, which makes me excited and sad that she won.
We would like to think there were cheap dates. Obviously, today we were not.
We were not.
Well, that's fascinating because I actually was running through BTAC bottles in my mind while I was tasting these, trying to think, do any of them stand out? I thought maybe the Eagle Rare 17, because Eagle Rare sometimes has that big artificial grape note.
What's curious is that number 2, which is my least favorite, actually had that strawberry note, and for a split second I thought Buffalo Trace is what bound these together.
We get a lot of strawberry on Taylor stuff.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good about this. This was all kinds of fun.
Well, this was just for fun. I also want to note that by a huge margin, we chose the one that was the highest proof. So that goes to show highest proof, highest flavor profile.
How about that? I guess we're proof hounds after all. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Brent Pounds for the samples. Hit that like button or the subscribe button if you haven't. Check us out on Instagram to follow along on our travels. Join us on Patreon at patreon.com/thebourbonvan and from wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm glad we didn't put that unicorn in last.
I can't wait to put the bar back together.